Did singing animatronic animals ever attend one of your birthday parties?
Were you ever so busy racking up arcade points and tossing tokens into a plastic cup that your pizza got cold?
If you used to get down to the music of the Rock-a-Fire Explosion Band, then you might be a Xennial who used to go to ShowBiz Pizza, and we are too. Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Danny, and you are listening to Generation In Between, a Xennial podcast where we revisit, remember, and relearn things all what? What I say? We relearn all sorts of things from being an 80s kid and a 90s teen. I'm changing that up. Usually we say 80s childhoods and 90s teen young adulthoods, and that is a lot.
That's a lot. We were mostly teens in the 90s.
So I think 80s kids, 90s teens.
I like that.
Let's do that.
And then we can add aughts, young adults. No,
we don't need
is
to.
the aughts in the tens?
I don't know. We don't need to do that. It's fine because we
Don't
only
worry.
talk about the 80s, 90s.
It's
All
true.
right. Y'all heard it here first. We're making a change.
Okay. Wow.
Our verbiage.
All right. Well, today, back to the script.
Back to what we
Which is what I wrote.
originally scheduled programming.
Today we are traveling back in time to the pizza parlor-centric 1980s again with a delicious cultural touchstone, ShowBiz Pizza.
Yes.
And if this is your first time dropping by, welcome to Generation In Between.
Buckle up.
Oh, yeah. Get ready. We've got a great episode lined up for you. If you are back and you've been a listener for a while or an OG listener, welcome back again. We know you love, we love you guys.
What is happening today?
It's not nighttime. I got too complicated on this intro.
No, it's just normal words.
It's just normal words.
It's not nighttime even.
It's not nighttime. But while you're I can confirm. While you're listening, go ahead, please. Well, maybe not right this second. Listen a little longer first because we're a mess up until now. But leave us a review. Wherever you listen to podcasts, but not right now. Because reviews are the simplest free way for other people to find us and join this Xennial conversation. You can give us a subscribe over on YouTube. We post our full episodes there, but we also have some YouTube shorts.
Yes.
That are kind of popular.
No, they're not.
Compared to our normal videos, they're popular.
Oh, well, yeah. They do have a few hundred views.
A few hundred. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Look, I don't know how to do the YouTube shorts yet.
You've been doing them.
I know, but I got to figure out how to do the little thumbnail pick. That's, I think, what's going to get us going.
Because people will catch it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it. And somebody's out there probably being like, oh my God, it's so easy. Well, not for me. Okay. We'll figure that out. It's on my list.
Okay. And since we are asking anyway, be sure you are following us.
Yes.
On Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we're on TikTok.
I know. We are on TikTok.
We are.
Guys.
And I told you about the time, or you sent it to me.
What?
When someone commented, yo, Tegan's mom is on TikTok.
Yo, this is Tegan's mom. It's hilarious. Well, speaking of that, this was so funny. I was dropping Cooper off at the Avenues one day to go hang with Luca and some other little kid from their show. Luca comes up to the window. By the way, this is my kid's friend who's he's like 13, I guess.
Probably 13, yeah.
13, 14, I don't know. He's in 8th grade. He comes and knocks on my window before I drive away, and he's like, I've been listening to your podcast. It is hilarious. And he goes, I probably listened to one that was inappropriate, but it was so funny. And I was like, oh no.
My God.
Oh man. Because we got the E on us because of my potty mouth. And so Cooper can't have access to that yet because he's only 12. Once he turns 13, it'll go away.
Okay.
But so who knows? Cooper's like,
oh,
my friends are listening. And I was like, well, that's their parents' problem.
Yeah. They can have the conversation with them after our inappropriate episodes. Oh my gosh.
But then I was like, what episode was inappropriate? We're not inappropriate for adults.
No, maybe it was just like language or something.
Maybe it was me talking about Dawson's dad.
Probably. That's the most inappropriate that it gets around here.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know.
I can't think of.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I mean, We save most of that juicy stuff for the bonus.
No, we don't. If we talk about, but it's fine. Look, like
we
I
also
said,
talk about vitamins on the
Vitamins.
bonus. We had one where we're like, wow.
listen,
Our poor
that's their parents'
listeners.
problem. If your kid's listening to this,
You know what? I like to think that they're learning something. Right? Like,
Right.
I mean, we are teaching the younger gen. See, I did it again. The younger gens, including Jennifer's.
Oh, that's what I thought you
No,
meant.
I mentioned generations.
The younger gens. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. All right.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so younger gens, you may not have ever heard of ShowBiz Pizza. ShowBiz Pizza. Okay. Let's start there. Did you ever go to ShowBiz Pizza when it was ShowBiz Pizza?
Yes.
Okay. What do you remember?
I mean, I basically remember, well, we talked about this. I have a picture of me. We haven't put old pictures up on our pods in a while.
Yeah,
we need to
grab
do a
some.
refresh.
Mhm.
I have a picture of me in that chair thing that moves around in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? And that was when it was
Oh.
still ShowBiz Pizza. It was
Yeah.
not Chuck E. Cheese yet.
Yes.
But I want to say the one in my hood
Mhm.
switched to Chuck E. Cheese pretty early on.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to hear the background.
I swear, everything I research, I say this about, but the lifespan of ShowBiz Pizza as ShowBiz Pizza is very short.
Yeah, because I want to say I remember the animatronics changing. Some of them changed, but some didn't, right? Do you have any animatronic research?
I do.
Okay, I'm interested to hear about that.
Yeah. Okay,
Was
cool.
there a bird?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there was.
Why do I remember? I don't know, but you know, your brain's weird when you're a kid. You remember like
Exactly.
weird. I love animatronics. Do you like them?
Not
I
really.
knew you were gonna say that.
I do find them like fascinating from a creation standpoint.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. But like I'm not entertained by them. I don't know. I'd rather just like see a person or
I mean, I would rather see live people too, but like animatronics have a purpose. That's like, okay, that always reminds me of like, you know, I love Disney, right?
Mhm.
And there was this episode of Roseanne where they went to Disney. You will actually find great entertainment in this. You got to look at it. It's a 2-parter. Okay. I think it was like the early mid 90s when they went to Disney. And every time they were like, they would see like something, they'd be like, oh, is it animatronic? So they'd like be a bird, like eating crumbs. They're like, oh, is it animatronic? That's what
awesome.
I always think.
Everything is animatronic. At Disney.
Is that person real or is it animatronic?
That is so great.
I know. So you don't like animatronic?
I didn't say I don't like them. I just said, I don't know. I mean, I did like going to ShowBiz Pizza.
Okay.
So there's that.
So yeah, what's your memories?
There was one not in my town, but like there was sort of like a hub town near us that had everything.
Yeah.
Like the big mall,
Yeah,
all the restaurants, etc. And they had one. So for a while there, it was like birthday parties were there, or if my parents were just like, let's do something special, we would go. I don't know how many times we went, but I definitely have like strong memories from that.
Well, you know, it's funny too, because like ShowBiz Pizza, which then became Chuck E. Cheese, there weren't a lot of places like that would do kids' birthday parties, right? You were kind of limited. Now there's so many.
Well, and we'll talk about that. Like that's kind of
sorry.
No, it's okay. But you're right. Like the downfall of that.
Yeah.
Like now you could pick not just a trampoline park, several trampoline parks, and a go-kart place,
laser tag,
putt golfing,
yes, all the things,
pools, like anything, like set up for this. Even like, what is it? I can't remember what it's called. Obviously, you could always go to the skating rink, but there's some set up for like parties now where you go and there's like a roller skating part and a bowling part and a like it's just like set up for that. Commonly, and we'll talk about this in here too, referred to as like family fun centers.
Yeah, which we talked about with arcades.
Which we did. Yeah, so same kind of thing. Okay, so yes, as you've already mentioned, ShowBiz Pizza, again to our younger gens, I gotta stop, is now Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
one and the same, and we're going to talk about how all that happened.
How that made the switch.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember the pizza was real shitty.
Okay. I remember loving it as a kid.
No, you like shitty pizza?
I guess so.
No animatronics, but shitty pizza. I'm here for.
Yes. I actually went recently because, like one of my kids went to a party and I went to, and I thought the pizza was good.
I cannot. What?
Yeah, I liked it.
Girl.
It was soggy.
You grew
It
up.
was very salty. It was very plain, but I liked it.
I like salty and greasy, but like I don't know. But I can't step foot in a fucking Chuck E. Cheese these days.
Yeah.
Do not. I'm surprised you went.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, you have more patience for screaming children than me.
The thing is, the way that it's set up, because I'm not like great at like playing with my kids and stuff, I could just sit there and they can have fun.
Yeah,
and
but
I can
it's
see
loud.
them.
It's so
It is loud.
loud. I can't handle all the kids.
Like they are just thrilled out of their minds, and I'm just like, I'm gonna sit here and write in my journal.
Disassociate.
Disassociate, which I'm good at doing.
You are. I'm not good at it. I don't feel like I'm a good disassociator.
I can be like, that situation over there, that loud situation my kid's involved in is what they're doing, and I'm just right here.
I'm not good at that.
Not involved.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah. So I don't mind.
But also the last time we were at a Chuck E. Cheese was years ago. One of my kids was at a birthday party, and it was packed. It was like a fucking Saturday afternoon, which is like the worst time. And the present we brought got stolen.
What?
100%. It was like a DS game. Yeah, girl, it got stolen from the fucking birthday table.
I would say, was it gift wrapped still?
Yeah. Somebody took, and that wasn't the only thing that was stolen.
I was going to say, was there other stuff? Because they probably didn't know it was wrapped in those gifts, right?
Oh, yeah. They just took shit.
Just took it to see. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Gotta watch yourself in Chuck E. Cheese,
okay,
guys,
well, now I know.
On a Saturday.
I mean,
don't disassociate too much. They take
right?
a DS game.
You're taking my DS game.
And I'm sure it was a kid.
Or my
100%.
journal markers.
100%. Nobody wants those. You're fine.
I'm okay. My old.
All right. So let me hear the history.
Okay,
I'm ready.
All right. So the origin story.
The origin?
The origin story.
The origin story. That was a me word. Look at you.
And I'm really going for it. Okay.
You're going.
So it all starts with this guy, and you'll have to tell me if you recognize this name.
Okay.
Nolan Bushnell. Does that ring a bell?
It does.
Some of our listeners are probably like, oh my God.
But I don't know what
He's the co-founder of Atari.
Oh, okay. He came up in our research.
Yeah.
In mine.
Yeah.
And Troy's.
Yes. So you've seen the name.
And I'm like, where's that from?
Right. You're like,
and I wrote down his name multiple times.
You've written down how many names since we've done this podcast? All right. So Bushnell, who apparently has lots of great ideas, grew up in Utah, and he studied electrical engineering.
Okay.
He got his first taste of the entertainment business while he was managing games division at an amusement park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He really wanted to work for Disney. He wanted to like make the things for the park.
Well, because they were like the people at the time. I mean, they still kind of are. Yeah, they still are.
So
he wanted to be an Imagineer.
Basically, yeah. So he wanted to like create the things for the parks, the really cool things. But he tried a couple times to get a job there, and it didn't pan out. So he ended up working at Ampex Corp. Very boring. But he met this guy, Ted Dabney, who ended up being his future business partner for Atari.
Yeah. Dabney and Bushnell.
Yep, Dabney and Bushnell. So together, this is crazy, they actually had this idea. They wanted to open a pizza parlor with a Disney-style animatronic entertainment. But after seeing Space War, the first ever video game, they pivoted. And they were like, you know what? Let's like make a game instead. So like they had this pizza animatronic idea, and then they were like, meh, let's try something else. And that's when they made Computer Space, which was a flop. Didn't really work out.
This is weird because none of this came up in my research with them and the pizza. And
weird, right?
None of it.
That is kind of strange.
I know.
Because what was your episode about? Because his was in
arcades.
Nintendo. Oh, arcades. Yeah. I was like, did you do one on video games?
Said it.
Oh. Rewind. Well, no, when I was writing this out, I was like, where was she talking about?
Yeah, it was the arcades.
It was arcades.
Episode.
That makes sense. Yeah. Like, because you're talking about how it became popular.
Yeah, and Space Wars and all that. Yeah.
And I just said, we've already talked about this game on previous episodes.
Yeah, too. So, they're VIPs around here, these guys.
These guys, man. So when that flopped, they regrouped, rebranded as Atari, as we know, and they created Pong, which was the game that like launched the whole arcade craze. So they were very successful. Bushnell ended up selling Atari to Warner Communications in 1976 for $28 million. Right. So as part of that sale, Bushnell signed a 5-year non-compete agreement, meaning he couldn't make any more video games.
Okay.
Or a video game company. So like 5 years, especially as a youngish person, like
It's a long time.
what are you gonna do? So he was like,
but he got 28 mil.
yeah,
I'd be chilling.
I'd be
That's
doing,
what I'd be doing.
some things. Yeah. So he, I mean,
Be like, oh, well, I can't work for 5 years. How sad is that?
yeah, I guess that's
Actually, you'd probably
true.
still try and find a job. Don't lie. You would.
But I'd find a job I really wanted to do.
Oh, there you go. That'd be the difference.
Although most of my jobs I really want to do. Most. Maybe 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay. We'll leave that be.
Period.
So he couldn't do that. So then he decided, you know what I'm going to do? This animatronic pizza joint idea that I had.
I love it.
So he decides to loop back
Which
to that.
sounds so crazy, but genius, right?
Right. Like now it's like, yeah, oh, what a great idea. But like back then it's like you're going to pivot from Pong to animatronics in a pizza parlor. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I feel that. It's the same energy.
I feel like animatronics, though, what you touched on with Disney, were having a moment.
Yeah.
And the idea, are they still, has the moment ever stopped?
No.
See?
Now they're so lifelike. It's weird.
Yeah. They really are.
I know.
Like they're freaking,
It's
well, and
great.
you know, like, and I'll talk about this a little more later too, like the spinoff, like the Five Nights at Freddy's and all the pop cultural touch points on this. Okay, so Bushnell decides he's going to fund one experimental restaurant.
Okay.
He's going to give this pizza animatronic thing a try. Well, actually, before he got to the pizza animatronics, he had all these different ideas for one. He was going to do one that had antique organs, like...
Well, that sounds like a fucking good time.
And like,
let's go have pizza and organs.
Yeah, I don't know if it was even pizza. It was just like a concept for a restaurant. Maybe. I mean, pizza goes good with everything.
Wait, organ, like church
instrument organs, yes.
Not
antique human organs. No.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
I have some friends who would make a restaurant like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Period. That
You're
and
right.
it would be amazing.
It'd be a hit. And then just like other vintage restaurant ideas. But in the end, he decided, okay, yep, I'm going to do this animatronic thing.
I don't know if he would have been a name in our podcast if he would have gone with the organs. I'm just saying.
Human or instrument.
Either one.
Sorry,
something's in my eye.
Look, not all ideas can be winners, okay?
True.
Some are not. So he decided, because this is going to be targeted for kids and families, he needs a mascot.
Right.
So his first mascot, he thought, was going to be a coyote. And the reason I say that is because he was at a trade show and he saw this costume that he thought was a coyote. And he was like, oh, yes, my restaurant, this is going to be the mascot. Weird, right? But then once he buys it, gets it wherever he's going to be, takes it out of the package, whatever, he figures out it's a rat.
Coyote and rat.
I guess maybe the colors.
Maybe it was just made shitty, and that's
probably. So
but why would you want a coyote?
I am guessing, and I don't know this for sure. It just he saw it at the trade show.
It just looked like a fun coyote.
You know what we need? We need a mascot.
We've been having coyotes in our neighborhood.
Oh, I believe it.
But it's weird. They just be chilling by the retention ponds.
Ooh.
Girl,
Luigi stays inside, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, he goes outside in the enclosure, but
okay, good.
He is limited.
He has limited mobility.
But isn't that crazy?
World.
Anyway, sorry, that was random.
It is weird.
Coyotes.
So he realizes it's a rat, but instead of being I guess he wasn't that attached to this coyote idea because he was like, oh yeah, sure, fine, let's use that.
Oh,
and they were going to name him Rick Rat.
Okay, I love that.
I love it too.
Ricky would be better.
Ricky Rat.
Yeah,
that'd be cute. But I found a source that said, I don't know if Bushnell said this or someone on his team said that Rick Rat sounded too much like Mickey Mouse's sketchy cousin.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, pause.
Right?
This just made me think of, how okay, so everyone who's listening that doesn't know this, we live in Florida, about an hour from the theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
There is a amusement center on the way to the theme parks called the Fun Spot?
Fun Spot.
And there's a big gift palace.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go in there because I'm like, sometimes you can find cool shit in there. And my family were like, we're not going in there. And then Troy's like, yeah, all the stuff they have is going to be like Ricky Rouse and like
Ricky Rouse
instead of Mickey Mouse. So then one night, like they just kept rolling with that joke and they kept coming up with like names of like low rent cousins of all the characters that they were going to sell in the gift palace.
In the gift palace. Oh my God.
You know where I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one hurricane when we evacuated years ago, this was before you lived in this area, we stayed at the hotel next to that.
Oh, no, you didn't. Did you go in there?
Yes. And so all the children.
It's fun.
We're like, and I say all the children because I have a lot, but also our neighbors evacuated to the same one and they have 4. So I have 5. They have 4. At the time, we all had hamsters, so our hamsters came with us. Our hamsters were in our hotel rooms, and then my friend Corin randomly came with her kids.
Oh my God!
So
that sounds like a fun.
It was actually
evacuation.
It was fun because it ended up being like a non-issue in the end. There was like a little bit of like a couple hours of scariness we had to like stay in and whatever, but most of the time we just like swam in the pool and like hung out. But the kids kept wanting to go in there, and finally we're like, we should just like go in there and get it over with.
Time.
It wasn't Ricky Rouse level, but it was like knockoff stuff of all the parks, mostly Disney. Yeah,
it's a fun time though.
Expensive. Yeah, it was funny.
No, it's not expensive. It's like $2.
Oh, okay.
I've been in there.
Oh yeah. Gift Palace.
Ricky Rouse.
I can't. And it's like right by the highway.
Yeah.
Are we thinking the same one? Okay.
Yeah.
And they recently repainted it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody that's local knows exactly what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. And they're gonna be like, Katie, that shit's not expensive.
Yeah, it's not. Katie's like, it was a $5 whole. But listen, if you've got like a bajillion kids in there,
that's true. It adds up.
That is
expensive.
Adds up.
It does.
Literally.
For what it was. For non-official stuff.
Correct. That's probably going to fall apart because it's Ricky Rouse.
Exactly. Ricky Rouse.
All right, sorry.
Not to be confused with Rick the Rat. So they were like, nah, Mickey Mouse is sketchy cousin.
I said that because valid.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
right?
valid.
It's true. So they decided on calling the rat Chuck E. Cheese.
Nice.
So he's been there from the start.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's been the mascot. I didn't know that either. And Bushnell said he came up with the name because you're going to love this.
Okay, I can't wait.
It's a 3-smile name. He says, try saying Chuck E. Cheese without your mouth curving into a smile. Like 3 times.
Everybody try it right now.
Chuck E. Cheese. 3 smiles name.
Damn it. I wish I would have thought about that with my kids.
I was just thinking that. A 3-smile kid.
Except that you can't smile when you say Combs. It's a pouty name.
Oh, yeah, Combs.
Yeah. Which it's funny because everybody on Troy's side of the family, they have RBF really bad. So it fits. They're incredibly lovely people. But if you have RBF, you can't help it.
You can't help it.
You can't help it.
So
Combs.
The first
Parsons, you smile when you say Parsons.
Parsons?
A little. It's a halfway.
Yeah, maybe. Like I was thinking Tegan Parsons is 3 smiles.
Oh, and you did the eyebrow too.
Tegan Parsons. But my other kids, not so much. Okay,
We're just throwing everybody's name out there.
Okay. Yeah, let's and my grandmother's name and social security number. Okay. So it wasn't originally called ShowBiz Pizza.
Okay.
It was called Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater.
Jesus Lord.
Yeah. So the first one opened in San Jose, California on May 17th, 1977.
Oh, I didn't think it was till the 80s.
It was a while before. And it was this concept of pizza, arcade games, animatronic shows featuring Chucky and his crew. And the animatronic characters performed in fake picture frames around the showroom. And they would break out into song while the kids ate their pizza. And people loved it.
Oh, I love it.
They just thought it was so great.
But it's also kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Which hence Five Nights at Freddy's, because don't they come to life or whatever? I've never watched that. I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Something like that. It's something like a spoiler alert. Something, and I'm probably wrong too. So maybe not spoiler alert.
So maybe we just don't talk about it.
A kid dies in the arcade.
Oh, Jesus.
And then or several kids do, and they haunt the animatronics.
Oh,
and then
that's a lot darker than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's actually super dark.
Oh, all right. Well,
so anyway, he started it was popular. So then he decided, okay, I'm going to start franchising this.
Okay,
as one does in the 80s and really any time. So he attracts this investor, Robert L. Brock, who had made a fortune running several Holiday Inns. Right. He's a
Okay.
Holiday Inn franchisee. How they met each other, I have no idea.
That's so crazy. Okay.
But this guy, Robert Brock, signed a $200 million development deal to basically spread the chain of Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater or whatever it was called.
They missed out on an opportunity. They should have had a hotel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
That would have been awesome.
Holiday Inn, have an animatronic hotel. Katie's like, I would not go there.
No, I would not. Ooh, especially after what I just told you about Five Nights at Freddy's. Children died
it's not
there.
gonna be, but that's fake.
Oh. I know.
Anyways, so Holiday Inn man. Okay,
so
how
Holiday
much
Inn
money?
Man, 200 million.
Dang.
And specifically, he wanted to take the chain because it was just in California at the time to the Midwest and Southern U.S., which is probably like when we got one and you got one.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bushnell, by 79, he was like officially out of Atari. Like, and that's a whole other story. But he was now fully focused on this Pizza Time, Chuck E. Cheese situation. So he began aggressively marketing it to try to attract more franchisees. Promotional paraphernalia passed out. He hired a PR firm. Pizza Time Theater was touted as having the only computer-controlled 3D animation outside Disneyland.
Well,
yes. So Bob Brock, like Robert Brock, same guy I was already talking about. Part of the reason he wanted to invest was to kind of diversify his portfolio.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't just hotels. He had other things going on. Yeah. So he ended up helping open in 16 different states.
Dang.
Several. And they had a target of 285 that they wanted to open.
Jeez.
Yes. 200 to be operated directly by Brock's company, which is a longer name for it. It's just abbreviated TIM. Tim.
Right,
I don't know, I'm just gonna call it Tim.
Yeah.
And then they'd have 200 that like his company ran, and then 85 that would be like franchise.
Oh, so they weren't all franchise owned.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I wonder why.
I don't know. Like,
just to give them
I
more
don't
pull?
get that either. Like, why wouldn't you do one or the other?
Yeah, like that seems like a bigger headache to do two kinds of that.
Yeah, I don't know that I can even think of, not that I know the business models of everywhere
I
go. Oh, you do? Kidding. I don't know of anyone else who does that. Like,
watch like every business do that, and we just
exactly.
We're like, that's
Imagine
crazy.
If you could franchise like a Target. You can't, but what if you could?
Oh, wow. Well, some stuff though are franchises that I think is weird. That's like a franchise. Like my stepdad used to own a medicine shop.
Okay.
Which is like like locally owned franchise, which is weird. It's a pharmacy. I don't know. It's strange to me.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that McDonald's are franchised.
They are?
You didn't know that?
No.
They're all independently owned. It's just generally sorry, just you. They are?
I didn't know that.
They're all independently owned.
Well, why would I know that? I don't know.
I don't know why you would know that. But
you acted like everybody. Actually, everybody probably does know that.
I have no idea. Listeners at
I knew Chick-fil-A was. And I know
that
we found out, even though Chick-fil-A is hate chicken. But anyways, sorry, I had to throw that on there. We found out that they offer, the franchise owner decides if they offer a military discount or not. So it's regional. And, we have like 100 Chick-fil-A's around here. Only one of them locally chose to have a military discount, which is interesting.
Is it the big one on Wickham?
It's the one, like in Vieira.
Yeah, okay.
But the other one in Vieira does not.
Weird.
And it's weird because there's a military base here.
Yeah. I feel like that would be totally to your benefit.
It would.
That's odd.
Isn't that weird? Anyway, go ahead.
I think that's weird.
Shame on you, Chick-fil-A, for lots of things. But thanks for always saying my pleasure.
Oh. And their sauce is really yummy.
Look, I'll be admitting to you guys that I try not to eat it, but every now and then I'm a hypocrite. I've said that before, and I'm like, the man, those waffle fries, I need to go have some.
They are good in the sauce.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The sauce.
And
because it's bland ass food without the sauce.
I will backpedal for a second. When I said every McDonald's is independently owned, there probably are some corporate owned ones, like airports and stuff. So maybe that's another model where it's franchise, but also corporate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But
okay, everybody's asleep now, so we'll stop talking about that.
I will say though, like generally with things like McDonald's, you own more than one normally.
Oh, that's
so
true.
like a franchise owner might own like a whole county or a whole city or a whole region. Yeah. So
okay, sorry guys.
Anyway, okay. Getting back.
Our lesson in business.
So this relationship between Brock and Bushnell began to deteriorate very quickly.
Uh-oh.
As it turned out, Bob Brock and his associates were unhappy with the idea of being franchisees. So they didn't like this model, which is what Bushnell was kind of presenting.
They wanted to be like Boston. They don't like that.
They wanted it corporate.
Yeah.
So just even within a few months, Tim, the other company, wanted to back out of some of their financing. And not only that, they started to figure out on their own how to do the same thing.
Oh,
like they figured they could build the restaurants, they could buy the games. They just had to figure out how to do the animatronics. So they start going to, and this is still in the 70s. We're in 1979.
Oh, we're not even in the 80s yet.
No.
Ooh.
So they ended up going to this electronics conference, the IAAPA, and they found this company called Creative Engineering Inc., which is out of Orlando. Okay. And at this particular exhibit, they had 2 fully animated shows, the Wolfpack 5 and the Hard Luck Bears.
I would like to watch them. What do you mean, do I remember them? No.
Your face is like,
that sounds fun.
It does sound fun. I don't know who they are either, but yes.
I love me an animatronic animal.
Me too.
You said great. You didn't. She don't know, guys.
I love the idea of the Hard Luck Bears.
Okay, all right.
Whoever they are.
So you like them. It just depends on what's happening. Okay, that makes sense.
I think I was thinking specifically of like Chuck E. Cheese when you asked me
they
that
are kind of fucking
and I don't really like them that much.
Yeah, they're fucking
But
creepy.
the idea of like the Wolf Pack and Hard Luck Bears, they sound cute.
The Hard Luck Bears.
I love
Is that supposed to be like the Bad News Bears, except they can't say that because it was like a movie?
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but maybe.
So they're like, okay, guys, what can we say instead of Bad News? Hard Luck Bears.
Wow. You know where those belong? In the Gift Palace. The knockoff Bad News Bears.
Like they'll be in the top.
Like the Hard Luck Bears in baseball outfits. Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa. I wonder if they had on baseball outfits. I bet they did. All right.
We'll have to find a picture.
Matter.
So this company, this creative engineering company, had been operating since 1975. So a few years. And it was the whole brainchild and idea of their 21-year-old founder. He must have been 21 in 1975, Aaron Fetcher. So now we got another guy in the mix.
Of course.
Who's like good at all this stuff. Yes. So he just kept displaying different things at all these conferences, finally caught the eye of some of these people trying to make the pizza place. But he also caught the eye of Bushnell. So this is interesting. So this other company that's like wanting to now break off from Bushnell and all that met him in 79. But Bushnell met him in 77 at a conference, discussed with him the concept of this animated characters in a pizza restaurant, yada, yada, and like wanting to like go even deeper on it, like have better animatronics and like, how can you help me? How can we partner? But this other guy, this Aaron Fetcher, didn't really like Bushnell. And he knew that, he said he feared that Bushnell would quickly run him under and politely declined to like work with him.
So I wonder if he was like skeezy.
I wonder.
You know, like skeezy businessman, like trying to.
Yeah, because there was something about him that he was like, nah, I don't want to work with you.
Okay.
But he changed his mind and decided to meet with this other company, not Bushnell. Not his mind about Bushnell, but about the animatronic pizza
But
joint
he liked his idea. He just didn't want to work with him.
He must have liked the idea. Yeah. He didn't want to work with him.
Okay.
So he met with this company personally. And this is a weird quote I found in an article. So Brock, the big company owner, Holiday Inn guy, is meeting the 20-ish-year-old animatronic guy. And he said he was pleasantly surprised to find it wasn't a kid making junk in his garage. I was like, what?
That's so patronizing.
And also, like, why would you meet with him if that's what you thought?
Well, first of all, like, just because he's in his 20s and he's a creative doesn't mean he's, like, struggling.
Right.
Like, he was working for
Yeah.
a whole company.
And like to back up what you just said, the company that he had employed 25 people and had like clients all over the country.
And also think of all the people who used to make junk in their garage that became huge millionaires.
Isn't it like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs?
Yeah,
Steve
I always say
Jobs.
Steve Jobs. It is my Achilles heel. And Troy's like, why do you always say his name wrong? I don't know. I like to make him fancy.
Is that your favorite like book in the Bible, Job?
No, that's the worst. Do you know the trials Job goes through? It's awful.
And what is it? Oh, Arrested Development, which you said you've never watched.
Yeah, I've never watched it. So
his name is Job, but it's spelled G-O-B.
Stop.
So everyone calls him Gob, and he's like, it's pronounced Job. Yeah, so that seems like right up your alley.
Show. Oh my god, I gotta watch the show.
Yeah, because it's his initials. It's like George Orwell Bluth or something like that.
Gob.
And he's like, it's pronounced Job or whatever. Everyone's like Gob. Yeah. Anyway, I'll find a clip of just that to send you, but you should watch the whole thing. Okay. So finally, Brock and this young man who was not making junk out of his garage meet. And Brock explains to him how he's unhappy with what's going on with Pizza Time, whatever.
Pizza Time Theater
with Chuck E. Cheese, whatever it was. And so he was trying to kind of like get in with this guy.
Okay.
All right. So after meeting the guy, that was when Brock finally ended his agreement with Bushnell.
Okay.
Like demanded to back out of it. Bushnell refused. You know how it goes. Back and forth litigations. So they end up going to court. Eventually, like they sign, I won't get into all the details. It's very boring, but they sign a thing. They end up suing each other for like over 2 years. Right. So they split off.
Okay.
So ShowBiz Pizza Place, which is the brainchild of the Holiday Inn guy.
Yes.
Even though it was kind of Bushnell's idea. Well, it was Bushnell's idea.
Yes.
ShowBiz Pizza Place, as is, opens March 3rd, 1980 in Kansas City, Missouri.
Look at that. Midwest. Yeah. There you go.
And the restaurant was basically a knockoff of Pizza Time Theater.
Okay.
And it actually used many of the same like decorations.
Did it still have Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes. Well,
how'd they do? Oh.
That comes later.
Oh, okay.
So no, that one did not.
All right.
So you're right. When ShowBiz was like in its heyday and we were going to it, Chuck E. Cheese wasn't there.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
It was not there. They opened their second one in Jacksonville, Florida, which had the company that was making all the animatronics debuted their animatronics at this Jacksonville one.
Okay.
And the name of it was the Rock of Fire Explosion. That's the band. Right. So it was like a meshing together of the Wolf Pack 5 and the Hard Luck Bears and also some other characters.
They had a bird, I swear to God.
Yeah. So they had, not all of these tell me what bird they are. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay.
There's like a white bird.
Rolf and Earl. I don't know who they are. Oh, these are bears. Duke LaRue, Fats Geronimo, and Beach Bear, as well as Mitzi Mozzarella. That's the girl bear. Billy Bob and the Looney Bird.
That's who I remember.
Yeah,
of course.
Looney
That's
Bird.
who I fucking remember. The Looney Bird.
The Looney. You're like, of course. The Looney Bird. It was on the tip of my tongue. I like Mitzi Mozzarella.
I knew it.
That's
adorable. I knew you were going to say that.
It is so cute. It is so cute.
Okay. Well, one day we'll dress up. I'll be the Looney Bird and you could be Mitzi Mozzarella.
Okay. That sounds actually like a lot of fun.
Really fun. We could wear that to the Gaga concert and we would fit right in.
We would totally fit right in. They would be like, it'd be great.
Which, FYI, everybody, we're going to the Gaga concert. You heard it.
Yeah, I was going to say, have we said that yet? No, we haven't.
We're
but
so
now
excited.
we have. So no Chuck E. Cheese in sight.
Okay.
These
no
are
mouse.
Totally different. No mouse. These are totally different characters. And one difference that set the Rock of Fire Explosion apart from Pizza Time show was that it had 3 stages.
Oh, yeah. And they
that?
would take turns.
Yes. So
and it was weird because then they'd like freeze and they'd be like
in the dark or in the shadow. Yeah, exactly.
just like
that. So the 3-stage format gave more flexibility. So one stage could perform by itself, depending where you were sitting, you could see it closer, whatever. Another change to the ShowBiz Pizza side, I guess the other one had a disco room. The Showtime Pizza, whatever. But they changed that and it became a sports room. So it had a
Lame.
large television screen,
Ew.
and it allowed parents who wanted to escape the animation a chance to watch sports or soap operas while their children's played.
That's it.
That's it. Sports and soap operas. Nothing else. Don't
I'd rather
even try.
the disco room.
Yeah, I know. Disco room. I don't even know what was in that to begin with, but
Hello,
it sounds
dancing.
fun. I know. I just mean like this is the first mention of it that I have in my
disco
notes.
ball
Hello?
and some lights and some staying alive. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. So litigation continues, right? So Pizza Time's still opening places.
Okay.
ShowBiz is still opening
So they're
places.
competing.
They're direct competitors.
All right, got you.
Not always opening in like the same exact areas, but
All right.
somewhat. It did say sometimes competing stores would open within sight of each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, I'll show you a loony bird. Here's my Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Mouse guy.
My mouse guy. So then Pizza Time changed its animatronic show, which was that portrait show where they were in frames and stuff, to kind of bring all the characters together on one stage then.
I don't ever remember picture frames. I just remember like the rock bands.
Either. So then that's when they kind of like brought everybody together. So they had, so they kept introducing like new characters and new things to try to one up each other. So at Pizza Time, some of their new things were Sally Sachet in 1979.
I want to be her.
And I believe she was a bear. And then Harmony Howlett, who was maybe the coyote's back. Harmony, I don't know. I didn't write it down.
Wolf,
but,
maybe.
And there's a lot of other Artie Antlers. I kind of remember that one with the like a moose on stage. You remember a moose? I feel like I remember that, right? He was like really tall. Well, he was.
I remember a mini moose. I don't know.
BB Bubbles. Helen Henny was a chicken. The Beagles.
That's who I remember. The fucking chicken.
Yeah.
Not the loony bird. It was a chicken.
And I think she was like white feathered. So that
chickens
makes sense.
are.
Well,
I guess they're brown and black
brown.
sometimes. Okay.
The Beagles, which were doggies. Beach Bowsers were doggies.
There's a lot.
Oh, and King Cat.
Hello? I don't
1984.
remember a cat.
I don't have any pictures of that. We'll have to look it up. I don't know why, but there was also a group called the Four Little Shavers.
What? What kind of animal?
I didn't write
Shavers?
it down. I wonder if they're like mice with like
down?
I don't know.
Like, what's the animals that eat wood?
I bet they were beavers.
Beavers!
I bet they were.
Because they go like this.
As soon as you did that, I was like, beavers. That's it. That's it. Beavers. Tip of my tongue. I also think I remember them. Because they were associated with ice cream. Like, they were like... I'm telling you. Because they would have like a whole little section for ice cream. I'm telling you. I don't know who came up with all these ideas.
Wild.
The 80s were wild.
They
Beavers
were wild.
selling ice cream.
Katie's like, I remember them. They had to do with ice cream.
Did.
Oh my God, I cannot. This is so funny.
So like one source I put on here says the diversity of these cabaret and lounge shows really helped accent
cabaret.
The fun.
Huh? Okay.
I don't know.
I
mean, cabaret just means like a mixed show.
I know.
But when you think about cabaret, we think of cabaret.
Cabarets I want to go to are not at ShowBiz Pizza.
No. So, and then there was one more character I put on here named Uncle Clunk.
How?
I don't know who he is either. But anyway.
Caden's texting me. Let me make sure it's not an emergency.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and look.
Keep talking.
That's fine.
Sorry, guys. Teenager never texting me, and I'm.
It was finally in 1982 that this lawsuit was settled between them. Between the two, the Pizza Time and ShowBiz. And it was settled out of court. But ShowBiz. So ShowBiz was the one that the Holiday Inn guy spun off into. Pizza Time was the original Bushnell. Right. ShowBiz agreed to pay Pizza Time a portion of its profits for the next 14 years. So 1982, so that would go to like 96. Mm-hmm. And they estimated it would be about $50 million.
To take all their stuff.
Yeah.
Take over.
To basically, to kind of buy them out.
So was part of their agreement to use some of their characters?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Chuck E. Cheese comes over. Yeah. yeah, so that's what happened there. So then there's like all these notes about like who was CEO and who wasn't that I kind of wrote down, and then I was like, this is boring, no one cares. So basically now ShowBiz pizza time's not a thing. They've kind of bought them out. They're paying off Bushnell, all this stuff. So we're ShowBiz Pizza now through the 80s. No more pizza times being built.
So it's just ShowBiz.
Just ShowBiz. So the early 1990s brought, yes.
It wasn't called Chuck E. Cheese until after the 80s?
Yes.
Really?
It was later. Yes.
Ah.
So the early 1990s brought outside competition, like we were talking about at the top of the episode, where like other people are like, whoa, this is a good idea. Families will pay to come do this. What can we make? So ShowBiz had to adapt. They mentioned Discovery Zone. Did you ever go to a Discovery Zone? It was an indoor jungle gym, and it had a lot of hands-on activities aimed at children.
You know, I wasn't athletic, so I surely wasn't on a jungle gym.
I'd never even heard of it, but I guess it was kind of like a way to compete with like.
I do remember like some local places similar to that. They weren't called that.
Right. They may have just been the same concept.
Same thing. Yeah.
Independent. Yeah. So following disappointing sales in 1993, ShowBiz Pizza dropped the word pizza from the restaurant and rebranded as Chuck E. Cheese's.
I can't believe it was that long.
93.
I thought ShowBiz Pizza went away like early 80s. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Because so many people, I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to do a ShowBiz Pizza episode. And they're like, oh, I've never been there. What's that? But they have too. They just forgot it was Chuck E. Cheese. Like people our age.
Right. They must have just always thought it was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It is kind of weird. And so this is interesting. It said a new kid-friendly version of Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know what the other one was.
What?
Yeah. I'm guessing they just mean like...
Do you mean like littler kids? Because I remember them opening like the toddler area.
Maybe they just mean like even friendlier, less animatronic-y scary. I don't know. He was also... So now he's promoted with the name change, and he gave a thumbs up gesture in the new restaurant logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
So do you remember the theme song for ShowBiz Pizza?
Well, I thought I did, but then I think it was
Chuck
wrong.
E. Cheese
well, because it was where a kid can be a kid.
Yeah.
But then I thought that had something to do with Toys R Us.
That's so weird. So did I. I was singing it this morning, and I was like, you know, like I do, just walk around my house singing songs,
Me too.
Singing commercials from the 80s. And I was like, wait, isn't that Toys R Us?
Yeah, what is Toys R Us?
Isn't Toys R Us where a kid can be a kid?
That's what I think. I think I got it wrong.
I thought that ShowBiz Pizza was ShowBiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
I think that's wrong. I think it's Chuck E. Cheese's where a kid.
Should
we look it up right now in real time?
Yeah, look it up.
All right, you look up Toys R Us. I'm going to look up Chuck E. Cheese. We're doing it in real time, guys.
What, are we looking up the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Chuck E. Cheese
theme song. Here we go.
Theme song. 80s. I'll do 80s.
I've got one from 1980. Okay.
All right, you go first.
Okay.
What does it say?
It's loading.
Well, y'all probably won't hear it, but Katie will sing it.
I'll sing it. Hello? There it goes.
Here we go.
Grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Oh, it keeps going.
Oh, because it goes from bikes to trains to...
Bikes to trains to video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, but maybe if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Okay, so wrong. So we're right.
Okay, so
here's Chuck E. Cheese. This says 1977.
Okay.
I always get nervous to click on YouTube links with weird.
Oh,
the hell is this? Can y'all hear that? It's like disco. There's the disco room.
There it is.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Hold on.
Fun.
It does, but
yeah.
Let me find it. Hold on.
We found the disco room.
So you're right. It must be ShowBiz Pizza.
What is this?
It's the theme song. That's not what we thought it was.
No.
What is going on, guys?
But I think we need the theme song for... Did you put in ShowBiz?
I didn't. Sorry. Okay. Jeez, I put in Chuck E. Cheese.
It's like for a real good time.
ShowBiz Pizza. All right. Sorry. Oh my God. Danny. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's ads on
Ordinary antiperspirant. How dare you?
Okay.
What?
Where a kid can be a kid. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We were right. ShowBiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
God, that took us how long?
We'll edit some of that.
It's okay.
We'll edit the dead space where we're like,
it doesn't matter.
if we're talking, we'll leave it. That's
fine, guys.
That's our only rule. Okay. Oh no, now I lost my notes.
ShowBiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
So we were right about that.
And then they changed it, obviously, to something completely else. No.
Oh, the other one, yeah.
Because that was like some weirdo song that I don't remember. But I saw the chicken in a wig dancing.
The chicken has a wig?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah,
The chicken had on like this straight blonde bob.
I can't.
Yeah, look, it did.
I know, I believe you. I just
like it did, Katie.
I'm like, okay, I know you wouldn't make up
I'll show
a wig on a chicken.
I can't. It's gonna watch. It's gonna show it in 1 second. No, this is something different. What is this?
I don't know.
Never mind. Okay, we're just gonna.
I believe you.
This is why we don't look up stuff on air.
We don't look up stuff on air, but we're gonna move on.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Like the disco room, guys, just so you don't know, it looks like a good time. Oh my God. Where's the fucking chicken with the wig? All right, I'm going to put it on socials. Don't worry.
We'll find it. Don't worry. Chicken in a wig on the way.
Who doesn't want a chicken
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so yes. So we've got now Chuck E. Cheese official. So then it kind of remains that way. Oh, you found her? I remember her. Yes.
That is pure shock on Katie's face. All right, she remembers the
I remember,
wig.
and now that I've seen it, I'm like, yes, I remember this.
All right, sorry, back on track.
So then basically after, there's not a whole else much to say, except that after it was rebranded as Chuck E. Cheese, it kind of stayed through the 90s, kind of very similar animatronic stuff. And then it wasn't until 2012 that they decided to make some new, like, major changes, right? Which we can probably figure out why, right?
Yeah.
Like the technology had updated, all the different things.
They probably got rid of tickets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So much of this was accomplished. They made Chuck E. Cheese a more modernized character, and he became a CGI monster mouse. So there's no more animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese.
What?
Oh God, I shouldn't have said that in case I'm wrong. When I was there, it was all on screens.
That is so bad.
When I was there recently.
I hate that.
Is it that way everywhere? I don't think, but I think, yeah, in 2012, they kind of went.
They just have screens up?
Yeah.
But do you remember when you could go up on the stage and dance with the animatronics?
Yes.
So now you just dance with a screen?
I mean, I don't think you even do that.
What?
Yeah. I'm almost positive it's all screens now.
If I can't go on a stage and dance with a chicken in a wig,
I'm not going. Okay. And there's not even tokens. Like, there's not.
I know. I hate that.
Right.
We talked about that with arcades. Like, now it's just like cards.
Yeah. It's like swipe cards, which, like, my kids still like it and they play the games and stuff.
But they don't know any different.
They don't know the difference.
Right?
And it wasn't actually till 2017 then that they completely got rid of, like, the tokens and went to the cards. And they rebranded it to Chuck E. Cheese 2.0.
Ooh.
Upscale features. Muted. It says muted and modern design.
That means boring.
Tokens replaced by the new Play Pass card system and the removal of all animatronics in favor of an electronic lighted dance floor.
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes there are costume characters, like people in costume, that dance.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm here for the lighted dance floor. I'm here for the people in costumes that dance, but I need the animatronics. Do they still have the chair that you can ride?
I'm going to say yes because I saw it when I was there recently.
I wish I could still ride it.
You could?
Nah.
Tegan rode it. She's taller than you.
Well, she's not heavier than me. She's taller, but she's not heavier. It's the weight that's the problem. I'd get in the chair and be like, I'm ready. And it just like, sits there. It'd be like, ma'am, our weight limit is 75 pounds. Yeah. Get off.
We might just have to try it.
No, because what if we broke it and they'd be like, ma'am?
Those are probably very expensive. Like, where do you, I don't think they make those anymore. So
I know, because kids would be like, I don't want to sit on a chair that goes up and down.
In a circle. Yeah. Who cares?
Like 5 feet off the ground.
And I guess I don't remember this, but in 2017, when they removed all the animatronics and stuff, there was like an uproar. People were really upset about it. Like tons of news media covered it. Not very positive press. Lots of people on social media.
Yeah, because that's
saying,
lame.
Yeah, basically saying that, and kind of saying like, you can go watch stuff, like especially like
I
with the internet, you
know.
can watch literally anything. So the experience there is the animatronics, even if it's a little antiquated at this point.
Yeah, but
like
so
that's
what?
the point.
Well, it's like I saw some stuff about McDonald's when they started taking out their play places and putting in like video game centers.
Yeah,
Hello?
I know.
I hate that.
I hate that too. Yeah, because even our kids, when they were younger, we could find play
Oh my
places.
gosh. Listen, when Kaden was a toddler, we were in the Midwest where it snowed like crazy and dad was gone all the time. Let me tell you what, there was a Burger King in our little bitty town that had a play place. And me and other moms would meet there at least once a week.
Yeah.
Because
especially with the weather being like that.
my
Yeah,
God.
you gotta have somewhere for them to,
and you'd eat lunch and let them play.
and they're right there.
And you can relax for 1 second in the smelly
in the smelly play place of
I remember one time Kaden was kind of like a scaredy cat and I had to climb up into he got stuck and wouldn't come down and I had to climb up backwards through a tunnel slide.
Aww.
Go get him because he would not.
I know, right? When the parents have to go in, it's
no, because
good.
you're terrified. I'm like, what if I get stuck?
Yeah,
because they're not made for grown adults. And I mean, I'm short and I am somewhat small, but still, I'm a grown adult.
Right? Yeah, they're not made for us.
No. Trey almost got stuck one time.
Oh, I bet.
And there's this place in St. Louis, Missouri, that's like a renovated shoe factory. That's like a kids museum thing.
Oh.
And it's really cool. I was super pregnant with Cooper when I went, so I just stood there the whole time. But you can climb in all these tunnels, like through the whole thing and all this stuff. But Troy almost got stuck.
Oh my gosh.
Like climbing through like the ceiling tunnel. And he was like, he came down with Kaden and plus you're trying to keep up with your kid because you don't know what floor they're going to come out on. And when I saw him, he was like, it got real sketchy there for a minute.
Oh my God. I'm claustrophobic just thinking about it.
Oh, I know. Oof. I wasn't sad that I was pregnant. I was like, I'll just sit here. It's fine.
Like, I guess this is fine for this visit. I'll just do this.
Sorry.
Oh,
we have all kind of random.
No, you're good. Today. You're good. So that what I was just talking about was 2017, but then we know in 2020, COVID hit and Chuck E. Cheese, like you couldn't go, right?
It's a germ factory.
Could not. So they actually, I thought this was actually kind of creative.
Oh.
They created a pseudonym brand.
Really?
Pascali's Pizza and Wings, which I've actually heard of.
I have not.
But didn't realize it was them, so that they could still deliver pizza and other food through delivery services such as Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. I guess they figured nobody would order it from Chuck E. Cheese because like they're kind of known
it's
with
shitty pizza.
Yeah. So they have this pseudonym name that they still sell food through.
I mean, smart because you got to keep making money.
Got to keep making money. However, they weren't able to bring in enough revenue or secure loans to pay down the company's debt. And so on June 25th, 2020, Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment Inc. filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
What?
Yeah. But they're still open.
Yeah, so they're still going.
It's all still kind of like in bankruptcy court. So TBD, what's going to happen with that? Like if they're going to be saved.
Because it can take a while, huh? Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 5 years later now almost, and it's still kind of all wrapped up in the courts, and they're still open. So that is it. That is the overview of ShowBiz Pizza or Pizza Time or Chuck E. Cheese or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so what was your favorite fact that you uncovered?
I like the Hard Luck Bears.
Okay.
I like them.
You know what? The most surprising fact was I didn't realize the name change didn't happen until the 90s.
Yeah.
I thought Chuck E. Cheese was like the 80s on.
You know what's interesting? I had the opposite thought.
Oh.
I thought I was a teenager when Chuck E. Cheese came out.
Oh, okay.
So, but we said what, 93?
So you were close to it.
I was like 11. Yeah. So I think like, I don't know, like we didn't go out to eat much. We didn't like go do a bunch of like commercialized stuff when I was a kid. We just didn't. And I remember my parents taking us there a couple times. And I just think it's such a foundational memory that like when it changed, I think I was like, what?
Like, what is this?
What is
nonsense?
this about? So like I kind of remember it and like who I was in life at the time that the news broke. So when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, that adds up.
I wonder if I just thought it was always Chuck E. Cheese just because I remember him.
Maybe.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, you know how kids will call stuff the wrong name because they associate it with like for instance, like if you call Disney Mickey Mouse, like I want to go see Mickey Mouse, even though it's really Disney World.
Right. Yes.
I wonder if that's why I thought that. I'm going to go. Okay. So I'm going to write this down. Don't let me forget. Before this episode comes out, I'm going to find all my pictures. If you have any pictures,
I'll look.
I know I do.
Okay.
And I will post them.
Yeah.
I was really cute when I was little, guys.
She was really cute.
For a short period of time. And then I looked weird for a while.
That's why she was in the Wizard movie. Do you know, listeners, if you listen to that episode, you're going to know. I am convinced that it's a picture of Danny in that movie when they open the little lunchbox and there's pictures in it.
It's not, guys.
She says it's not.
It's not.
I have been trying to find a screenshot of that. Now, granted, I can just rewatch the movie and take a picture on my TV. I have Googled everything I could think of, looked everywhere, and it just, every time, I'll say like, girl in the Wizard, or like whatever, and it always gives me the redhead. And then I'm like, oh, no. Little sister, I won't say a spoiler.
It's at the end of the
blah,
movie.
blah, blah, end of the movie. So I just need to turn the movie on. But I thought, oh, I'll find it really quick, and I'll grab a picture of Danny,
like a side by side.
And I've tried like, I don't know, maybe 3 different times. I'm like, okay, let me try this term.
But wouldn't that be weird if it was me? And I never got any residuals from it, and I could sue them.
You could, and
make no money.
And then we would have no money to continue doing this podcast. Great.
Actually, one of my brother-in-laws is a lawyer, so he could work for free.
He could help. I'm going to find it. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you, listeners. Whether you called
it an adventure,
Pizza Time Theater. Look, if you were in like California or something at that time and you remember those, I would love to hear from you. Because Chuck E. Cheese was at those. He didn't come over to ShowBiz
till later.
Well, I guess it was like in the early 80s. Whenever they
always knew Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Xennials
did.
Xennials.
Yeah,
did.
right.
If you were Gen X, you may not have.
You may have actually been in a Pizza Time Theater with Chuck E. Cheese. You may have.
Yeah.
Or Ricky Rouse.
No.
Ricky Rouse. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you tune in. Oh, wait, we have trivia.
Oh, that's why I said
it out. You brought it out. Okay, so if you're new or you skip around, we've started something recently where we read each other a trivia question at the end of each episode. We have a box of 80s questions and a box of 90s questions. So
make sure I don't pull it out the wrong end.
Let's see. Discard. Oops, I'm on the wrong side too.
Oh, the times I've heard that. Ha ha.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Wow. Your delivery was really something. Okay.
I don't know where that character came from.
Ooh, I've got a good one for you.
Oh no, I don't like this one.
Maybe that was your Ricky Rouse coming out. That's your character voice.
Okay, this one hopefully I'll remember this one. Okay.
We're gonna go with the 80s first.
All right, I'm ready.
So I have to give you clues and you have to guess what this is.
Okay.
It's like taboo.
Yeah.
I can't say certain words.
All right.
Okay. Oh no, this is actually going to be super hard.
Great.
Let me say cute notebooks.
Trapper Keepers. Lisa Frank.
Fragrance.
Scratch and sniff. Stickers.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. I couldn't say smell.
She said cute. I'm like, where are we going with that?
You're like, that could literally be anything.
So what could you not say?
I couldn't say smell or scent.
Oh,
so when I thought of fragrance, I was like, that's the one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Teacher?
Because teachers would give them a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Paper or adhesive. And I probably could have said sticky, but I felt like sticker was too close to sticky, so I didn't.
You're such a good rule follower.
I know. I'm going to see what I'm doing. I'm following a rule right now. Discarding here. Okay.
Oh, this one's a good one. I was going to do the other side, but now I want to do this one.
Okay,
this is 90s, everybody. You have to put these films in order by their movie rating. So you want to do G first, then PG, then PG-13, then R. Okay. Here's the 4 movies. Pretty Woman, Ghost, Mulan, and Groundhog Day.
I'm going to guess Mulan is G. Who?
I don't wanna tell you.
Ghost is PG. Oh, right, because if I get the first one wrong, then
Right,
I'm
I
gonna get them
can't
all
tell
wrong.
you. I can't tell you.
Let me
So-
just say it then. It's fine. If they're all wrong,
All
they're
right.
all wrong. All right, so starting with G, Mulan. I think Ghost maybe, because I think Pretty Woman might be PG-13 and Groundhog Day might be R. I'm totally wrong.
Do you remember what these fucking movies were about?
Yeah. But wasn't Groundhog Day kind of like dark? Doesn't he like have suicidal ideations and stuff?
I mean, Pretty Woman was about prostitution.
I know. That's true.
So maybe that's not
why
PG.
I said PG-13. I said PG-13
Oh.
for her.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell
But
you
I'm
because you were
backward.
wrong.
Okay.
Mulan was right.
Okay.
Groundhog Day was only PG.
Oh, okay.
Ghost was PG-13, probably because there was some sex in there and
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
And then Pretty Woman was R.
Okay. I
think
feel like
there were boobs. There were boobs and butts in Pretty Woman.
you know what? There were.
Actually, there were boobs and butts in Ghost as
I
well.
thought you were gonna say Groundhog Day, and I was like, oh
No
really?
boobs and butts.
No.
I don't even think there was a sex scene in Groundhog Day.
No, that's probably why it was PG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Katie's like, maybe Groundhog Day was rated R.
I don't know what I was thinking.
This was the 90s, by the way.
I just know it's a dark movie, so I thought maybe
It's a
there was some dark
comedy.
thing. But it's, I mean, I think it's dark. You don't think
Have
it's
you
dark?
watched? We need to rewatch. I mean,
Yeah.
it's he's an asshole, and then he reforms because he has to keep living the same day until he fucking gets his life right.
That's true. Maybe I need to rewatch
I think
it.
you need to
maybe
rewatch
maybe I was
I
in
mean, it's
some
Bill
sort
Murray.
of state.
Are you
the
thinking
last
of
time I saw it?
Scrooged?
No, I'm
Okay.
thinking of Groundhog Day with Andy McDowell.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you know the movie Substance?
Yes.
The younger version of Demi Moore is Andy McDowell's daughter.
I see it now that you say
Yeah,
that.
someone told me that recently, and I was like, "What?"
We didn't even pick up on that, but now that you say it,
I think like people who know, but I think she tries to like probably distance
Sure,
herself
she
from her
wants to
mom
make
to like
her
be her
own.
own person. But I see it too now.
yeah.
Anyway, all
Well,
right,
that was a
everyone.
good episode.
Thanks for listening.
Those were fun memories.
Don't let me rate your movies because I will rate the very non
Movie about prostitutes, PG. PG.
movie about groundhogs are
Oh,
okay.
Dark ideology.
the dark ideology of Groundhog Day. I'm telling you, there's going to be someone listening that's like, correct. I also had feels about that movie.
Okay.
Anyway,
You
all
might
right,
be right. You might be right.
okay, everybody. We'll have a great rest of your
Have a
week.
great
We'll
week.
see you back here on Generation in Between.
Bye.